I believe, or rather I should say, I am gotten to believe, that there is no not God. If you want to talk of God, which, and I use this word however way you want to see it, and you want to talk of the devil and see it however you want to see it, the devil is still God. There can be no not God. Everything is God. There is only God. To me, a snake may be thought of as not God. You may have no problems with snakes. You may worship snakes. You may be happy to see a snake as God. I see it as a weed. You see it as a flower. But it's all God. There is no not God. And who are we to suddenly decide what is God, if we do decide, what is God and what is not God? There can't be not God. The only thing, in quotes, which we could think of as being not God would be the Godhead, which I like to think of, or I'm gotten to like to think of, as being that God is everything we know. This flower is God, this person is God. But then behind that is what has, as it were, in quotes, created what we see as God. But it's just the same thing. The Godhead, the God of God, it doesn't matter. It's all just highfalutin metaphor. You can't have anything which is not God. So, initially, my work is always to do with reconciliation, or usually conciliation, for the first time, bringing together the person, the sufferer, the one in anguish, with his or her mother. Because it's only by seeing the mother as the Spirit, the Great Spirit, capital T, capital G, capital S, it's only by seeing her as the Great Spirit that you can at last overcome your anguish. She, as she is, with all of what we call her faults, all of what I call her misprocessings, all of her mistakes, all of what we call her negativities, they're not hers, they're God's. Because there is no not God. Therefore, whatever she does is right, if we're to use these judgmental words, right and good and godly, holy, whatever word you like. Even her crimes. And if she is that, then we are that. So the way to find, hopefully, to be led to find everything as the Great Spirit, everyone as the Great Spirit, myself as the Great Spirit, because there's nothing else but. I have to first, in my heart, come to realize, or be gotten to realize, that my mother, with all of what her negativities as I see them, that she is the Great Spirit. So this is the final union with the mother, the final reconciliation, the final union with her. She is the Great Spirit. She is God. I am God. We all are God. There can be no not God. It just so happens that for some of us, it's more easy to see the other person, the thing, whatever it may be, as God than something else. the flower held just like this, the photograph of the subject taken just like this, instead of being taken just like that, the piece of this piece of music as distinct from that piece of music, this performance of that piece of music as distinct from that performance of it, whatever it may be. Some people, some things make it easier for us to see them as the Great Spirit than others. But it's only our limitations, which is also part of our godliness. Because if we can just keep in mind there's only God, there is no not God, or I would sooner say the Great Spirit. All is the Great Spirit. There is only the Great Spirit. There is no non-Great Spirit. And to me it seems this, though I'm not there, that this would be the supreme enlightenment. Now, I think this is different to, say, Shankara's non-dualism. I have some difficulty, but when they say, the Hindu says that Atman is Brahman, Brahman is Great Spirit, Atman they're defining as the deepest self, shall we say, the self with a capital S. But that is still saying that there's a part. In fact, and Atman is usually written with a capital A as Brahman with a capital B. And that's saying that there is this very ordinary part of me, the Atman with a small a, if you like, my self with a small s, which is not God. No. Everything is God. Everything is the Great Spirit. You can't pray to the Great Spirit. You're praying to yourself. Or rather, the Great Spirit is praying through this aspect of the Great Spirit, viz. Me, to itself. There is no non-Great Spirit. Everything is. There is only Spirit. There is only Spirit. And my task is to help us, first of all, see the Mother as Great Spirit, and then all goes, everything continues to that. And all actions, whatever they may be, are, of course, actions by the Great Spirit. Now, what about this? What about me? What I call me? This Atman with a small a, which is me. That's Great Spirit. And what about the Spirit within me, which is evolving through what is done to me and through me? Well, the Spirit within is also the Great Spirit. And I am the Great Spirit. And we all are the Great Spirit. If you like, different aspects of it. But there's just one Great Spirit. The same as there's only one karma. There's only one action for all of the universes, for all that is within all the universes. One karma, one action, one Great Spirit in a myriad manifestations, but only one. And to me, that's the very essence of holism. And all these little bits is all one. And I believe the way to start to find this is when the rose is held just so. When the music is composed just so, and played just so. When the photograph is taken just so. And then through that to see your mother just so. You see the Great Spirit as the rose. You see the Great Spirit as your mother. You see yourself as the Great Spirit. You see all as the Great Spirit. Because there's only one. There's only one. That to me is holism.